Hello, hello. This is episode number 12 in our Mindset to Results series. And today, our guest is Paul Abraham Vaticancheri, and he is an international influencer and he teaches entrepreneurship, leadership, and the importance of decision making. Hi, Paul. Welcome to our podcast today.
Thank you. I'm equally excited to be part of your program.
Thank you very much for being with us today. To start with, I would like you to share a little bit about your story. What is the story behind of that person who is here today with us?
Okay, I'm really happy to be at the outset. I would like to say that this is a program which is going to enlighten ourselves and, of course, the people who are listening to us. And I thank Elena Apalkova for giving me such a venue to perform and give my whatever little I have been till now. I would like to tell you that I grew up in a place in South Mumbai in India, and I had my schooling till middle school over there, and then I came down to Cochin when my father, who was working for the Unilever uh, branch in Mumbai, he had resigned from there and he took up another vocation, which is into teaching in Cochin. And there I completed my high school, and then I evolved into certain things which was a bit different from not just science, but I went into English as I did my bachelor's and master's in English literature with a specialization in American literature. And then I did my MBA in marketing and MBA in personal too, with uh, uh, a certification after that, after doing my MBA in marketing and personal. I did my certification in University of Sussex for corporate governance. And this is in terms of my qualification. And now, when I get into my work experience, a lion's share of my experience has been in healthcare. It started off with prosthetic and orthotic healthcare, where I was in the product department. And then I evolved into things like fitness, high end fitness equipment. I was catering to a few big American brands like Precor, like Nautilus, and so on, Star Trek, Life Fitness, and so on. And that really gave me a lot of individual attention towards people, because when you have to choose, many people ask me why you have got into global influencing. The real reason is that when I was marketing this and being in the highest post possible in India, I was catering to people on an individual basis, which is very, very important to know character assessment, how they evolve in decision making, and so on. So that was very crucial for me for switching careers also. So when I was in healthcare, I just had small stints after that. It was predominantly in healthcare, but I had small stints in immigration. I had small stints in abroad education, for especially UK, Australia, Canada, and so on. So that was after that I switched over to global influencing, which I'm in now. With I take up assignments from various companies, from the various organizations who look at our work and call us and see how we can help them out to be in a more buoyant state, to um, evolve courses, giving suggestions on certain, like for instance, in the institutions, we have been asked to, suggest them what type of things are required for, evolving their courses, giving corporate interactions, which is very important in these days, because we have to, narrow that gap of, this. As human beings, we are from the old school of thought. We are looking at people from the new school of thought, and that has to be bridged. The narrower it is easier for our decision making, and be in line with their thinking process to bring in disruptive changes and all that. This is one side from the institutional part. From an individual part, they have certain lacunae. Everyone has got their strong points and low points. We have to strengthen their strong points and try to iron out their uh, low points, which is again done in a very methodical way, where we assess various things regarding the individual and try to give them. That is in the mentoring stage. And another thing is like brand building and all that. We have to see what is that they want. That is more need based. And we tell them how they can evolve in a market which is highly challenging and highly, tech savvy, and day by day things are changing and evolving, and we don't know what is going to happen tomorrow. The feasibility aspect is taken into consideration, the knowledge aspect is taken into consideration, the cutting edge technology is taken into consideration, everything put together. So you have to hone your skills in all these things to be evolving, because these days when they appoint a person also, they look at various aspects in an expert within an expert. That is the name of the game these days. Earlier, gone are the days when you entrust an expert and that thing will be taken care of. No, now a person wants expertise within expertise. And that is when we take a project, there are various target segments involved in that project. And that is how we tackle the companies and the various organizations. Then, according to for the brand building aspect also, which I told, it depends on what the customer needs. Just like we say, the customer is the king. It's very true to a very great extent, because we have to really put forth a thing. It can be a service, it can be a product, but in a very, very defined way, so that the person who's going ahead with it, you know, with they with they take that with a very great and good aspiration. And here, if you see, certain areas need a lot of uh, toning and fine tuning and all that, which that is where people of global influencers like us are more called for. And there's a big aspect of acceptance, which many people don't really forget. If we are accepted, I can call myself a global influencer, but at the same time you can be a Sunday lawyer also if you're not you know called for. So we have to hone our skills in a very, very big way, so that we also are not felt deficient in certain areas which they are thinking we are very good uh, people to reach out to. So global influencing has helped me in a big way, and that the word spreads, and it has really evolved over the last 3 4 years. It has really involved, because I could take the biggest pointer was that the LinkedIn, the followers, it went from a meager 2,000 or something to it has touched almost 25,000 now. Quality
Wow.
people. I'm talking of quality people, not like just like that building up a number. No, all
Mhm.
CEOs, MD, people in big vocation and the big status are all coming in, and that is really helping me. And I've been a very niche writer also. I write small niche articles, which I publish occasionally through the net and all that. That is another thing which I am, being filled with the gift of the gap. That has also helped to a very great extent. To my English literature background has really helped me in conversing with people, even not like an erudite scholar or something, but the message is sent across in terms of very clear communication to the various nationalities I handle. And by touch wood, I've been accepted by a lot of people across the globe. And I have got a lot of good recommendations which I use for purely self evaluation to serve the people better in the various spheres they are looking at for help from myself. So these are the things what I do basically, and it has been quite interesting for me, and it's quite challenging for me at the same time because we have to constantly evolve. There is no cessation of things. Here, the knowledge, the technology, everything is evolving. So we also have to evolve according to the otherwise we become redundant. And I don't want to be a redundant figure in the fast progressing society, which is here to be seen in every sphere, not just confined to a specific pocket, but it's across, and everyone has to be treated on their strengths. Now, if you see the Festac Africa, this thing I've been chosen as the first Asian for the as a first Asian ambassador, which is itself, I'm not a person of African origin, but I'm a person from Indian origin. But that the person being accepted from a different origin itself speaks for itself. And they have
Yeah,
seen something in me to call.
yeah,
Am I right or wrong?
yeah, you really did so big journey from where you started and where you are now.
Yes,
And
yes, yes.
yes, and thank you very much
I
for
was
introducing.
predominantly in marketing, though I had a specialization of personnel.
Yeah, great. So thank you very much for introducing yourself.
But that has helped me. My skills right, and I was an introvert earlier. That transition also has happened. That the
Yeah,
introvert aspect has gone away, and this has been bestowed on me, and that has helped me in assessing people and being a good listener, being a person who observes things very fast, imbibing knowledge from wherever possible, trying to reach out to people, in a very positive way, getting in positive vibes, getting getting rooted to aspire for the unthinkable. You know. So like that, I've been evolving, and that has helped me a lot. And over time, it has evolved to various, it has the, the spread the tentacles to various, uh, and I'm sector agnostic. So I seek the help, and I'm a firm believer in coexisting. Especially after the post-COVID, it has become the thing which you need to really be very progressive in this world. Coexisting is the name of the game, because we ourselves, if I think that I can do everything on my own, I'm the biggest fool, because
mm,
knowledge comes from various quarters, and there are a lot of people who are defined in certain territories who are you know the epitome of knowledge. We have to seek to reach out to them and see how we can evolve along with them and take the whole boat forward. I hope I'm making sense in what I'm talking.
yes, exactly. Thank you for introducing yourself. And
Hmm.
I I think that many people would like to connect to you. Yes, through LinkedIn and other.
No, no, it is. They are always welcome to connect. Why I am very particular on LinkedIn is it's a professional site. Facebook and all has not given me much. To me, I'm talking of my personal thing. LinkedIn has played a big role, and I have
Yeah,
written certain niche articles in magazines like Billionaire Chronicle, which was evolved from NICE and UK long time back. This was way back in 2018 October. It was released from Monaco, and that gave me. I was the only lone Indian in that particular mag, and that gave me a lot of exposure from the international front. And other magazines followed, like La Stella and the Global Advisor for that magazine. It's a lifestyle magazine coming out from Rome. Like that, there are a lot of good things which have happened over time. And I always see the cardinal rule here is the acceptance. I can claim myself as anything, and I'm more of a doer than just highlighting the qualification and all is just secondary. The action speaks better than words. Yeah.
Yes, great.
So,
Let's speak a bit about entrepreneurship. You have
entrepreneurship.
such a big career, and you worked with individuals and companies, institutions.
Yes.
So, what do you think is the main key for success for people who want to become
The main key
entrepreneurs?
for success, if you ask me from the entrepreneurship angle, is the inborn
Yes.
quality a person has. People before birth itself, they are got that inborn quality of entrepreneurship. If I inject this to a person who has got a service mindset, they will stay as it is. If you see all these big guys who have evolved over time, are all people with entrepreneur mindset. I'll give you a sterling example. Elon Musk, he evolved from South Africa, if I'm not mistaken. Today, he's a big guy because he was in the land of opportunities. And I'm sure that people will not, you know, have any sort of thing against what I said because that is how it is. Wherever you are given the opportunity and you're supported with the various the legal rules and various things, your your knowledge, your cutting edge knowledge is brought to the fore, and all these things are very, very important. And that is how he has evolved. And I'm saying that if he was there in South Africa, he would not have evolved to the extent what he is today. Today, Tesla is a household name. SpaceX is a household name. Neuralink is also a household. Neuralink. It is again a household name. Why? It's because he was given the opportunity to experiment. The biggest experimental and research companies come from US. Take for instance Ford. It does research more than any other company in the world in the automobile segment. So just so entrepreneurial is an inborn quality. That is what I wanted to say. And these inborn qualities are seen in all the top people. And that is why they have gone in from being an employer, from being an employee, and being known as a intrapreneur and evolving as an entrepreneur outside. Once they resign and go or chuck and go. And if you see, most of the big people have got a thing towards one angle, and most of them somewhere they have found a success in something else, and they have just uh, gone out of the track. They will be from very good institutions, but they have gone out of track to aspire for the unthinkable for most of us. And if you want to evolve, you should have that quality. And that is where, if you see people evolving very fast, are the people who do corrections on feedbacks, who try to enhance their knowledge to be in touch with the fast-paced community around and the fast-paced community across the globe to make it the most fruitful thing. And a person who is denying correction is a failure. Correction is required when it is required for, and that is the
Mhm.
only thing can come from the clientele. That is why corrective measures can evolve into bigger products, and corrective decision making is another big thing. Like, for instance, Netflix. It was earlier a, a video selling company, if I'm not mistaken. Now they are mainly into content. They have seen the need for that. That is why they are a big company. See, from Indian perspective, Geo, they set the trend to revolutionize internet. Have you heard of Geo?
No.
And their customer base is nothing less than, it's much above 500 million.
Mhm.
500 million is more than the US population, which is, I think, 330 or 350, if I'm not mistaken. It is more than that. So, customer base is the key. I'll tell you another instance. Why has Facebook come and taken a equity in the in fact, Mr. Mark Zuckerberg has he has got a share in that, in the Geo. GEO is the biggest revolutionary internet service provider in India, and it is under the Reliance Industries. Reliance Industries is the main key. Mr. Mukesh Ambani is doing a wonderful job in creating a wide network and thereby exposing to the world. Why I'm saying this is, when a need comes, the customer base also gets enhanced. People were given free service initially for to use internet maximum, and today they are in the driver's seat. I'm just giving a very startling example. This has happened in India, and this revolutionized the internet segment. This is from the telecom angle. Other things also. See, from the EV angle, that is electric vehicle angle, all the people who are being very successful are the ones who have really made it a point to make knowledge the most important thing, to get the best out of people and to put their product into the forefront. I'm talking and I'm generalized things. I hope it is useful. Otherwise, I can go to the, then you have to relearn, unlearn, relearn. All these things have to happen. Certain things might not be a very visible thing, but certain things have to be just thrown away, and certain new things have to be imbibed just to be in race for the best and unattainable. So there is a long flow, and that flow can happen only if we are prepared to learn, unlearn, relearn, re-strategize, and put it forth as a near complete product. No product is complete. That is another big thing we have to understand. It is constantly evolving. If you take a mobile phone itself, gone are the days of those type phones. Each are mobile, and so on. Things will change. Now, I am not surprised if things will go in such a way where, every household will have this thing, like a mobile phone. The smartphone industry itself has zoomed up because of competition from various quarters, and these are all coming from budding entrepreneurs who have evolved into big companies. OnePlus, for giving you an example, has evolved in a very big way, and big companies are shuddering at certain companies' names. It's because of the constant approach towards entrepreneurship and the entrepreneurship vein which is there in them. Then this policy making also plays a cardinal role in pushing the best products, entertaining, and addressing the masses. There can be of various types. An iPhone will be of the elite. Coming in, there are a lot of Taiwanese companies who want to really venture into the market. I believe there is a phone coming in which is going to have 2D into 3D. That type of things are evolving. So we have to be having our eyes and ears open always to see how things could be evolved for the betterment of society. Now, coming to the, I would like to say, the next part of the conversation. This is the next part. 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 This is there will be great use, but you have to feel the use within them to bring out the real use. These are my points for how a typical entrepreneur can really, and he will go through. It is always an ECG graph. It goes like this. Ups and downs are there. The person who goes on an up and goes down and he stops, it's of no use. A lot of things happen in the, certain things go by the wayside. It's like a war. Certain things happen, but if you want to come victorious in a very gung-ho manner, the only way is relentlessly pursue what it is. Just like you have the Edison, which is the person Edison, who is invented the light and all that. He had a lot of failures. Even Jack Ma talks of his failures. But all these things have evolved today as a very successful unit because they saw even success in failure. That's another big point I would like to, in inverted commas, success in failure. Because they have understood what are the lacunae, how they can bounce back. Bouncing back. A lot of people's careers have bounced back. They are very good entrepreneurs. A person like a megastar like superstar like Amitabh Bachchan in India has bounced back. I'm talking of his comeback. So the entrepreneurial vein is there in everyone, but certain people it is very sharp, and they are the ones who are really excelling. Certain people, submit to failure, resign to failure, or whatever you want to call it, and they go extinct. And there's a lot of your mind is tested to the core. How much you can, your bandwidth of your mindset is also tested to the core, and that I think can really be tested only by our mindful presence. Nothing can be done with that. These are, I don't know whether these points would be. Do you find it innovative, or do you find it? I'm just putting it across to you.
Yes,
Whatever
of
I'm
course.
talking about.
Yes, of course. I think that resilience is very important in entrepreneurship.
Resilience is, yes,
Yes,
you are 100% right.
because
You can't submit to failure. You have to, aim at the sky and hit the rooftop. This is what I tell.
yes, and this is one thing that is related to aims and goals. Yes, big goals,
Yes.
and also resilience in the way that when you face the challenges and when things don't go how you thought they will be, and something comes that is an
And
unexpected.
I will tell you another thing. If you see the top five or the top 10 in the share market, all will be technological companies. Earlier, it was captured by the manufacturing companies. Today, because of the tech revolution and the tech savvy world, a lot of things have changed. AI is making a chat GPT, AI, all these things are coming in a very big way. So, and certain things are becoming redundant. But the bright side is that this is finding applications in various things what we are doing as a commonplace thing every day, be it
Yeah,
medicine,
being
be it
open.
healthcare.
Mhm.
That is where people like you can really evolve this. I'm telling you, because there is a lot of hand holding required for a lot of people who don't understand the gravity of how the world is evolving with cutting edge technology. Gone are the days where we have to sit so many things are changing.
Could you please
There are
check your
a lot
connection,
of
because you get disconnect, your sound cuts. Yeah, unfortunately, we lost Paul. Yes, still we are waiting.
no,
Abraham
no, it was
Paul.
there. If I'm not mistaken, are you able to hear me?
Now, yes, we just lost you.
No, no, nothing happened
Yes.
actually. On my end, it was clear. It was my photo
Yeah,
was
now,
on the screen. No, I was just
yes,
what I was coming to say is that things are evolving. Disruption is happening from our mindset to the technology also. A disruptive mindset is also dangerous in certain things. So disruption can happen everywhere. The better the thing it is for the mankind, it is good. Certain things has got a destructive proposition to it also, which can
yeah.
damage a lot of things. So
Mhm.
when we see it from various things, it's all up to us how to evolve a thing with the existing uh, mindset and with the existing uh, goodwill we have in the market to
Yeah, I
bring
would
out the
say
best
that.
of things, the
Mhm.
best of people. So this is
Yeah, I
what I
would.
have to tell in a nutshell.
Mhm. Yeah, so having the big goal, that burning desire, that when entrepreneurs start their entrepreneurship, they choose this route, it is important to have that big goal and understanding exactly what they want.
Audacious goal. We call it the
And
audacious goal.
yes, yes, and that should be big enough, because if it is
It has
not
to be.
big enough, yeah, if it is not big enough, they will not have that energy and that insight, inspiration, and motivation to face the challenges. So when it
Hmm.
is big enough, it gives them that inspiration and stay focused on what they want to achieve. Yeah, so
Correct.
I would say
Correct.
that is number one, and resilience, be uh, flexible, and whatever happens, just continue following what you want to do, right? Following your
And
way.
constant research on what is good, what is bad, what is acceptable, what is not acceptable. All these things have to be done regularly in a very methodical way. Only then the acceptance, when the final acceptance comes, you will be happy. Otherwise, you'll
Yes,
be having always a half-finished product. With in course of time, in as you go moving forward, everything will change. Cars have
yes,
evolved. Now we've got a galaxy of cars. To just to give you a cite an example, automotive field is another thing which you can take as a yardstick for development. Driverless cars, these cars, that cars. Goes really in a very different way, and people have to evolve with that. If they don't evolve, they are relegated to the background, and that is what is happening amongst entrepreneurs. It's sad, but that is why if you see the people who the startups and all that come with billion-dollar ideas, but very few see the light of day. The reason is they cut off somewhere after the takeoff. So that is
yeah,
the reason why they are all perishing. If you see, only I think only 5% are coming out properly. All these unicorns and all the ubicons and all, it doesn't make any sense. At the end of the day, certain people have grown because they have seen things much beyond the others. This is in a nutshell. We have to put all these things. These are the points. This nothing. I generalize things. I don't go by one, two, three, four like that, because you have to see by the best way to project a thing is by citing examples. It can be in a macro way. It can be in a micro way. That is what you say, the microcosm of society, the macrocosm of society. All these things are boiling down. These are all flamboyant words given to the whole thing to evolve, but it is in a small way, in a big way. That is the right simplified way in which you can say that. Am I right
yes,
or
and
wrong in saying?
yes,
So
and
these
for
are the
that
things
you
I have
want.
to say from the entrepreneurship angle.
Yes, thank you, Abraham. So important and so many insights in our conversation. I appreciate you being with us today.
Hmm.
And
Thank you.
I will put your contacts in the description of this conversation so people can connect with you. And
I hope it was very useful for the viewers, and whatever little I know, I'm just putting it across. And these have been my uh, certain in my journey. Whatever I've come across, I've told you.
yeah, thank you very much. And we'll speak again soon.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.